today I'm sitting here with Matt from ME Bank. Matt is ME's mobile lender.
Yep.
For pretty much most of Western Victoria.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So I'll sort of interject as well. I've got a new microphone as well, so that's what that is. So Matt, you sort of go as far as Warrnambool.
Yeah.
So Bendigo?
Bendigo, yeah. So my area covers all the way from Bendigo right through to Warrnambool. So I help a lot of people in Western Victoria with their home loans. So
do you enjoy the travel?
I do actually. I've seen a lot of Victoria that I've never seen before. So
a lot of country roads.
Yeah, country roads. Some are better than others.
Yeah, okay.
But I took a trip to Bendigo a couple of weeks ago, and Dalesford, Hepburn Springs is some beautiful country up there. Yeah.
So you'd be hanging out for tax time. You would have done a few kilometres.
Thankfully, I got a work supplied car.
There we go.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, so you'll see it driving around Geelong and Western Victoria. So bank with me on the side. So, yeah.
Excellent. So the reason obviously I know we caught up a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
We had a good chat.
Yep.
And we're obviously going to try and create a bit of a relationship. Obviously, we're just sort of getting to know each other.
Absolutely.
We thought this is a really good opportunity because we've done chats with brokers, and I'm just trying to recall whether we've had an actual chat with an actual big four bank, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is educate prospective purchasers in regards to the different options out there.
Yeah.
And so you guys are a bit of a disruptor in the market in the fact that you do have some very clear, distinct differences.
Yeah.
So I suppose the first one you mentioned, and I always get everyone to send through a couple of prompters, but 100% Australian owned by industry super funds.
Yeah,
do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're quite different, obviously, from some of the branch lenders that you'll see around the place. So we are 100% digital, so we don't have bricks and mortar. So that's one of our clear advantages, is that we don't have to pay as much on rent and all that sort of stuff.
So your overheads are lower.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we can pass that on to our customers, and lower rates and less fees and all that sort of thing. But one of the great things is we're actually owned wholly by the industry super fund. So you've probably seen the ads on TV, Compare Their Pair and all that sort of stuff. Those are the people that own us. So we are set up to help with their mission to create dignity in retirement. So what does that mean? Low cost, simple banking products, so that you can pay your debts off sooner, so you can start preparing for retirement. So we have a mantra at ME Bank that we want to help all Australians get ahead, and that could be through financial literacy education. It could be through providing a really good transaction account, or a really low cost home loan, whether it be for own occupier or investors.
Yeah, and I know I've been reading the Barefoot book.
Yep.
With Scott Pape, and obviously he highlights you guys as really a credible option.
Yep.
If you're looking for an alternative to the big banks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right.
Now you also mentioned you've got some really good feedback from Mozo.
Yes.
So just explain sort of what that is. I'm assuming it's a bit of a review site where they have a look at what you guys do and pass feedback on.
Yeah, exactly right. So in the last 12 months, I think we've won 11 awards from industry sources and all that sort of thing. So one of the big ones we've just been named as the Expert's Choice at Mozo. So they're like a comparison site like Finder and Compare the Market and all those sorts of things, as being Australia's best value bank. It's certainly humbling to receive an award like that. And we've won a few Money magazine awards as well for our transaction accounts and all that sort of thing. So we're certainly creating some waves in the awards sphere as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you want. I mean, it's all about obviously credibility, reputation.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a lot going on in the industry at the moment with the Royal Commission and so forth.
Yeah.
And I think as each day goes past, we all need to look at other options. And obviously you guys are a really good option. You mentioned also you guys predominantly, because you the CBUS link, that you sort of have a bit of a niche in regards to the construction loan. That's one of the things you really focus on.
Yeah, absolutely. So CBUS is one of our major shareholders, and for those who don't know, CBUS is the industry super fund that covers the construction sector. So all the people that are out on site building your houses and all that sort of thing are typically members of CBUS or something very similar. So we're very construction friendly. So we do a lot of construction lending. We try and do it as cheap, if not cheaper than any other lender. And we try and do it as simply as other lenders as well. So I won't bore you with all the figures and all that sort of stuff, but as far as the percentage of loans that we do for construction compared to other lenders, ours is quite high. So
higher.
Yeah.
Which I suppose obviously lower cost is a very important thing, because as everyone knows, the price of land is going up, the price of construction is going up. So every little cent that you can save is a benefit.
Yes, absolutely.
But also the fact that ideally, especially with the way the process is for land being constructed and entitled, you want to go with a lender that's going to get you through the process quickly.
Yes.
Because the quicker you can get, you don't want to be in a situation obviously where you can't necessarily get your finance when you're supposed to, because then there are obviously ramifications after that.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to touch on briefly, we had a bit of a chat before, so I hadn't specifically heard the term, which is certificate of eligibility.
Yeah.
So I was sort of thinking it was similar to a pre-approval, but there's a little bit of a difference. So you didn't want to just sort of highlight how that works for you guys?
Yeah. So for us, and look, it'll be similar for other lenders as well. But one of the great things is that we can issue the certificate of eligibility. So what that means is that we actually look at your circumstances, affordability, income, and all that sort of thing, and based on no changes, it is likely that we'd offer you finance when the time comes that you need to apply. So if you think, a lot of the blocks in the estate probably 18 months for title or something like that, we wouldn't consider doing a formal application. There's no reason to do it. You don't want to have that mark on your credit file for something that's not going to proceed. So what we would do is offer you a certificate of eligibility, and then based on nothing changing, whether that be negative and sometimes even positive, like changing jobs, which we've spoken about, we would likely offer you finance. So there's still a few things that we'd need to do, like a formal submission to credit and checking your credit file and making sure you're a fine upstanding citizen. But other than that, it's something that we can offer that's quite unique, and certainly not all lenders will offer that service.
Yeah, and obviously the last thing we spoke about at the top of the chat, which is the fact you are mobile.
Yes.
So a lot of the people we deal with are time poor, but also sometimes they're not necessarily working your sort of standard hours. So the ability for you to hop in the car and specifically go out and meet those people would be a major benefit I could see in regards to helping them.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So one of the big benefits of having a mobile lender is that we can meet you at a convenient time and most importantly a convenient place where you're comfortable, so you don't have to get all suited up and go down to the bank branch and speak to the branch manager or anything like that. So as you can see, we're quite casual. We don't sort of wear three-piece suits or anything like that. My standard work uniform is usually a polo shirt and chinos. So we try and keep it as comfortable and as simple and easy process for you as possible. And a lot of that is being on ground that's most comfortable to the client. So.
Well, no fuss. That's the big thing, and I think Worley operates the same, which is you've got to be flexible with the people you're dealing with, because each individual is a little bit different. But you also, it's not rocket science. I think sometimes it can be overcomplicated.
Yes, it can.
And from our chats, it seems like you guys have hit on a very straightforward, streamlined process. Which should be of a benefit to a number of people.
Yeah, absolutely. So whether you be a first home buyer, a second home buyer, or someone that's looking for an investment or something like that, we can certainly have a conversation and try and find a solution for you. One of the great things is that we're not remunerated based on sales or anything like that. So if we find ourselves in a situation where we can't help you, then we'll give you some details of someone that might be able to, or think of different ways of getting you to where you need to be to meet your goals. So one of the big things that we focus on is financial literacy, as I mentioned earlier. So
the education component.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got online education programs that you can do. We also go out to workplaces to deliver financial literacy to just everyday Australians as well. So one of the big important things is if you meet with someone from MeBank, is that you don't necessarily feel like you're obliged to take out a loan. All we're there to do is help you meet your goals, and we'll think of a way to get that to work.
Get you to the next step. Excellent. Well, we're about to turn into pumpkins, so we'll end it there. Matt,
cool. Thank you.
Pleasure. I appreciate the time. Obviously, you popped out. Guys, any questions? Comment somewhere below. And obviously if you want to have a chat to Matt, we'll post links to the website and all that sort of jazz.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Excellent, Matt.
Cool. Thanks very much.
Cheers.